Just a single piano note is enough to bring back distant memories. When many years ago, sitting in front of a TV or perhaps in a movie theater, comfortably seated in an armchair, you watched a film that you never expected would leave such a profound mark on you. You fell in love with the story, the characters, the music, to the point of seeing the world through different eyes. Then you discover that the film is based on a novel written long before, in a country far away from the one where the movie was produced. And you realize how stories born in different countries can still speak about the same fears.
War, loneliness, love, the fear of change.
That is Howl's Moving Castle.
Howl's Moving Castle is a fantasy novel published in 1986 by British author Diana Wynne Jones, the first book of a trilogy. The work is best known for inspiring the 2004 animated film of the same name by Studio Ghibli, written and directed by Japanese filmmaker Hayao Miyazaki, Academy Award winner for Spirited Away and The Boy and the Heron. The protagonist of the story is Sophie, a young and disciplined girl who works in a hat shop. One day, during a town celebration, a young man saves her from two persistent guards and carries her away while floating above the rooftops. He is Howl, whom Sophie later discovers to be the wizard owner of a mysterious moving castle, cited by ordinary townspeople and source of gossip among young women. The Witch of the Waste, interested in Howl and sees Sophie as a threat, enters her shop and places a curse on her, transforming her into a 19-year-old woman. Thus begins Sophie's journey to break both her own spell and Howl's, amid magic and conspiracies.
As with every film adaptation, changes and omissions were made that would normally risk completely altering the story.
For example, the nation in which the events take place resembles Alsace in the years preceding the First World War and echoes Imperial Vienna between the late 19th and early 20th centuries, with automobiles and steam-powered machinery placing the film within the realm of steampunk fantasy.
The basic plot, however, remains substantially the same, although themes dear to the director, which were only hinted at in the novel, were further developed.
Among these, the exploration of pacifism was introduced by Miyazaki himself and the producer Toshio Suzuki, who were deeply affected by the outbreak of the Iraq War in 2003. War became one of the film's central elements, with entire sequences filling the screen with fire, flames, and destruction. All of this is framed by flying machines laden with explosives, resembling airships and airplanes, devices that Miyazaki both loves and features in almost every movie of his. It is a powerful anti-war and anti-violence message that allows for a deeper exploration of the relationships within the characters within a context that is sadly closer to the audience and to reality than magic itself.
The main characters, on the whole, remained almost entirely unchanged.
Sophie offers to work for Howl even in her elderly form. Howl is initially obsessed with beauty, to the point of panicking when his hair dye turns out wrong, and his Casanova-like nature gradually fades as he falls in love with Sophie. Calcifer, the fire demon who powers the castle and enables it to move, is portrayed as a grumbling kitchen flame, but originally it was a falling star destined to die, captured and saved by Howl. The Witch of the Waste, the novel's main antagonist, halfway through the film her fate diverges from the original source, as she too becomes a gentle old lady. Salimon, who in the novel is a charming court wizard, becomes a far more ambiguous figure in the film. A powerful woman who, beneath her elegant, maternal and wise appearance, contributes to fueling and profiting from the war.
Several secondary characters from the novel also appear.
Their stories could not be, however, fully explored because of the film's runtime, but they nonetheless enrich both the setting and the magical world surrounding Howl and Sophie. The film represents one of those rare cases in which the changes made were welcomed positively even by the original author, a perfect irony for a story that constantly speaks about transformation.
To adapt, to interpret, to translate, these verbs are often associated with betrayal, because changing something inevitably means altering it.
Yet, Howl's Moving Castle demonstrates that transformation does not necessarily mean destruction. Miyazaki changed the original novel, making it something profoundly his own, while never losing its heart.
And perhaps that is the true message of Howl and Sophie's story. Change does not always take us further away from who we once were. Sometimes it is precisely what allows us to become that person.